This is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN.Network. And joining me right now is Joe Hamilton. He is the chairman and CEO of Unigold Inc. It's a publicly traded company. I got two symbols for you: UGD on the TSX Venture and UGDIF on the OTCQX. And Unigold is participating at the Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek hybrid event this year, happening right now, September 8th through the 11th. With that, Joe, thank you again for joining me. How you doing?
Thanks, Robert. Very well. Very well, thank you. It's been about a year, I think, since we spoke.
It's been about a year, and I'm sure we have a lot to catch up on. So let's get right to it. That last interview that we did publish last year, we published that on October 26, 2020. So let's get that update. What would you say are some of the company's highlights since then?
Well, I think the biggest things, since October, we completed about 15,000 meters of drilling, which led into a resource estimate calculation, which we published in May. We also completed a preliminary economic assessment of the Oxide portion of the deposit. We also published that in May and filed those technical reports in June of this year. So those were, really all of the work that we were doing since October led into that. And there was also some exploration discoveries along the way that were unexpected. But the big things are the technical reports and the numbers behind them.
Very good. So then from what you can tell us, I asked you the same question last year, so I'd love to get this answer each year. From what you can tell us, what would you say are some of the company's value catalysts for the rest of 2021 going into 2022 now?
Well, now that we've got the technical work done and the start of the engineering on the Oxide portion, we're continuing to move that up the value chain by getting into the environmental assessment of that, as well as completing the community consultations in preparation for completing permitting on the Oxide portion of the deposit. And we hope to have more information about that over the course of the rest of this year. As you know, in a lot of locations, permitting is always the critical path for the timeline for construction. It's sometimes unknown how long those things will take, but once you get started on the process, things become clear. The second thing, of course, is the resource estimate that we did with the sulfides, showed about 2.2 million ounces in the sulfide resources in addition to the oxide resources. That's about half of that's been measured and indicated at this point. We'll continue to complete metallurgy on that and look to doing a preliminary economic assessment next year on the sulfide portion, because we'd like to show people how that dovetails into the oxides as well. In addition, we're continuing to do exploration both along strike and to depth around the sulfides. And just now in August, we started stepping out, looking at some of the other exploration targets we have in the region as well. Any one of those could be another deposit similar to Candelones. We've poked away at them, but now we're giving it a really consistent effort over the course of the rest of this year. So we've got a number of catalysts that are coming through between now and early next year.
Very good. Well, then with that, Joe, where can our audience go and find more information on Unigold?
The best spot is our website. The technical reports are there. All of our shareholder information is there. Annual information forms, annual reports are there as well. That's www.unigoldinc.com. And of course, everything's publicly available on SEDAR or through the OTCQX.
Very good. Joe, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe. And I look forward to our next update.
Thanks, Robert. Appreciate the time.
Thank you. Again, my name is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN.Network, and we're a proud media sponsor for the Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek hybrid event this year, happening September 8th through the 11th. Unigold is participating, and thank you all for watching.